now we're going to move on to the rhetorical situation. In the rhetorical situation, when you're talking about writing, you are basically looking to see whether or not they have crafted their essay well. And in order to do that, you have to look at the text. Now, this is known as the rhetorical triangle, but when you add this triangle with the circle, this becomes the rhetorical situation. The rhetorical triangle talks about the ethos, which is basically the writer. So I'm giving you two words here, ethos and writer. Pathos is emotion, and reader for rhetorical situation. Then up top is subject. It's called logos in the rhetorical triangle. As a writer, you want to build your ethos. You want your credibility to shine through. You don't want people to doubt what you're saying. You need to be very careful with this. You want to represent your facts accurately. You don't want to misrepresent anything. Okay? So the writer composes the text. The reader listens to the text. As a writer, you're going to have to use some emotion in your text. Otherwise, the reader is going to be bored. That's the pathos part. But you also have to remember that your reader has emotions too, right? So you want to choose your words well. You don't want to come off like you're punching them in the face left and right. You want to be gracious. You want to make them feel like that they are being acknowledged for their opinions as well. You have to have a writer, you have to have a reader in order to have a text. Now the reason that our field has moved from the rhetorical triangle to the rhetorical situation is because we realize that there are cultural values that are constantly pressing in on the reader, the writer, and the text. Now, the text is not sentient, but the text is a collection of multiple perspectives. It is a collection of conversations. And we know that as these cultural values change, the text is going to be responded to. Somebody may even go back and revise their text. Walt Whitman did this a lot. Mark Twain did this a lot. These are well-known writers. Did you study them in high school? Some did, some did not. Okay. All right, let's think about music. A really popular song comes out, and there will be two versions. One will be explicit, and one will be family-friendly. Why do we do this?
So everyone can listen to it.
So more than one group of people can listen to it? Yeah, so more than one type of person can listen to it. Why else?
Everybody has different tastes in music.
Everybody has different tastes, and Hayden.
I said so everyone can listen to it.
Everyone can listen to it. Anybody else? All right, so if you're a parent and you have a 5-year-old child, and the explicit song comes on the radio with a bunch of words about what people do in the bedroom behind closed doors, do you necessarily want that 5-year-old to hear all those words?
Well, he won't remember it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they do.
I know my mom certainly seemed to appreciate that for me.
So, we want to make a text more agreeable for different types of audiences, yes? Sometimes that means being very careful with your words, because parents are going to get emotional if their little child is hearing words that they think that their little child shouldn't hear. Oh, come on, do y'all remember you finally got of age to get into the rated R movies? Yes? No?
I mean, I don't think I ever got stopped.
Oh man, our times are changing. They used to ID you in my day. You had to show your ID in order to do it.
This is my ID.
We just like racing by like 12 tickets in like 6th
Heather
grade.
said you got ID, so it's still going on. Yes.
This is my ID.
Uh-huh. Now,
Bye.
when you're considering the writer and the reader, you need to consider what knowledge you have. You need to consider what knowledge your audience has. And then you need to determine what is the friendly language that you're going to put in your text. Okay? When back in the 1850s, I think it was 1850s. I think I got my dates right. Do I have any history majors in here? Back in the 1850s, when the KKK was beginning, the words that were used were well chosen to make people think that they were participating in a religious organization, not in a militia. Now, as time progressed, these words began to change, and the words became more blatant and more heinous. By the time the 1900s rolled around, you were very well aware of that the KKK was a militia organization, not a religious organization. Why do you think when they started this organization, they were making it sound like a religious place?
So more people.
To get people on board. To get people on board.
Yeah, so more people would join up, and then over time they can just change it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So women used to sit in quilting circles, and they used to sew these patches on white sheets. And they thought, oh, the men are just, having a nice club. They get to hang out, have some time together. And then all of a sudden, what happens at night isn't what they thought they were going to be in for. They didn't think they were going to be hanging people. And then the hate grew from there. Then you found the people who really hated African Americans, blacks, and those who did not. So choosing your words well is something that you have to think about. Like even right now, I'm trying to carefully choose my words as I talk about this subject. You've noticed my rate of speech has slowed down, right? So you have to be careful with the words. So the writer subject has its own lens. So Taylor has his own lens about his topics. What's one of your favorite topics? Cats. What do you like about or don't like about cats? They don't stink as bad as dogs. Oh! That's so not true. Cats have litter boxes. Dogs go outside.
Well, you can train your cat to go outside.
Hold on.
They're too stupid.
Come on, Tanner.
And I was talking about the cat, not the litter box. I mean, I don't know. You don't smell a cat coming, I guess.
You've gone nose blind.
What?
Maybe I'm biased.
You've gone nose blind.
You got cats?
Robo's cat.
How many cats do
That
you
thing
have?
is awful.
3. I love cats, but I love my dog too. But I don't have any cats, but I pet sit for people who have cats. That's what I'm doing constantly. Maybe it is just a preference, right? And now in the back we say, but you can train your cats to go outside. That's true, but a lot of people don't want their pets to go outside. So we have this cultural lens, right? We have our own perception about things. You want to keep that in mind. And you want to keep in mind, what is the perception of your audience? What do they believe? So if I were to talk to Tanner, I would have to keep in mind, Tanner really does like cats. And if I want to change his mind that dogs don't stink, I'm gonna have to do some very careful footwork, yes? I am, aren't I? Tanner's like, oh yeah, because I have 3 cats. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. Okay? So that's the reader-subject relationship. That's me being aware of Tanner and what he thinks about it. Now we have the writer-reader relationship. This is the contact in which the writer has with its audience. Now, if I was writing something for you all, I see you twice a week. I'll quasi get to know you as the semester goes on. Some of you will talk more than others. Some of you will just sit in class, not earn those professionalization points because you never talked the entire semester. Hint, 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 right? Some of you will earn all those points because you're going to love to talk. Yes?
See.
Now, but if I was writing for my fellow academic professionals, I don't necessarily see them all on a daily basis, right? I mean, we have English people all around the world. It would be quite good, though, if we lived in a multiverse and I could just multiverse to another part of the world and go meet the people all the time. Wouldn't that be cool? A multiverse. Oh. Huh? Sounds like a breed of dog. Oh, Sam, I love it. I'm going to say that one to my husband tonight. Yes,
It's like at 12 minutes.
go for it.